Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Sacred Heart Facebook Live. This is Monica Bermudez. I'm an intuitive energy healer, a light language channeler, heart activator. I'm here to share another love wisdom message with you. And this one is all about letting go and stepping into our heart center and getting into our ascension. So I'll break it down throughout the video of each of the different topics that we are being accelerated within this amazing energy of light codes entering the earth, penetrating our every cell and every part of the earth itself. And then I'll share a bit of a little exercise towards the end as well. Hi Christine, welcome. Thank you all for watching live. So I want to share, this message is very important that we all really start to work on our heart and do the deep inner work that we need to make some of the ascension easier for us. So we are in a weekend of a full moon that is coming up on Sunday. For those within the time zone, it's going to be Sunday, March 28th at a full peak. That's going to be a moon in Libra. So when it's in Libra, Libra is about relationships. So that also to me indicates there's something going on with the heart as well. Also the planet Venus is in the mix of all this energy, astrological planets that are in alignment right now. And so they are all working together their magic to really expand our relationship. And it's not just relationship outside. I'm talking about relationships inside of us first, in really building that self-love and foundation in us. And all of these are also keys into our ascension as well. It is love that will make it easier for us to ascend into that higher frequency. And let's talk a little bit about letting go, for instance. Okay, so when we talk about letting go, it doesn't mean that you're going to sweep every pain under the rug, right, and just forget about it. And so letting go is really the first step, is to being aware that something is there from, say, some emotional pain from the past. It could be from a romantic relationship, could be from some other thing that happened in your life that could have been traumatic. And sometimes we spin our wheels thinking about it through some kind of regret, or thinking about these past pains and these hurts and like a broken record, and just regretting, having experienced that trauma and wishing that we never did. Well, acknowledge the fact that, it did happen, and you can always heal that, in you, any trauma or any pain that may have occurred in the past. And it's just looking at it with compassion and without judgment of self. And that's really where the next step leads to, after being aware of it, and then just learning to just have no attachment to it or no judgment for it. And so letting go is another form of detaching from that feeling of, looking at it from a different perspective, a different angle, and then just looking at it and seeing what you can learn from that as well. What is that past life pain teaching you at this time? And all of these things that you learn from them is also a huge breakthrough to get you into your own heart space of your own heart center, right? Because that's what we're talking about here. And these are all very important things about our ascension that we are now in at this time that's accelerating even more. So let's talk a little bit about what ascension is. And ascension is really a huge amount of light energy that is entering the planet, and it is penetrating our every cell, that we have trillions and trillions of cells in our body, our physical body. And so this is the amount of light that the body can handle at this time. And so each of our cells are filled with light. And when the body starts to get so much light in there, it may trigger certain things from the past. And it could be some trauma that may have been laying there for some time that we may not have been aware of. And so when light is entering, it is creating this triggering moment of, that may come up, some past memory. that just needs to be clear, and it's coming up because we just need to be aware of it. I like to use the analogy of when you have, say, a glass that has mud in it, and when you start to fill it up with so much pure water, what happens is that the water starts to fill it up, and then it starts to overflow, and it keeps filling that glass with the water, that to the point that all the mud comes out of the glass. So then the glass just turns into this pure water. And so that's really what's happening with the light energy that is entering our cells. It keeps filling it with these cells, so it's just removing those layers that no longer belong there. You know, these could be shadows, these could be patterns from karmic lifetimes, and they're also ancestor patterns that could be coming up. And so another way of looking at ascension is also expansion. We are expanding with the light, and we are growing more spiritually aware. It doesn't mean that we're any better than anybody else at all. It just means that we are becoming more into our own divine source. So to ease a lot of the ascension symptoms, the best thing to do is, first of all, to be aware of what's coming up, right? And just really sitting with yourself and just, taking, for example, a notebook and taking note of what it is that's coming up for you. So keep like an ascension log, for instance, every day, and take note of what is going on, what is coming up for you. There may be days that maybe the Schumann resonance has peaked, and how is that making your body feel, right? Schumann resonance for me is another frequency of light codes that are also entering the planet that resonates with the rhythm of the heart of the earth. And since we are all part of the earth itself, and because I emphasize so much about the sacred heart, our sacred heart is so connected with everything around, including the Mother Earth's sacred heart. And so it does impact us as well. And the minute that we start to shed and to be able to detach ourselves from these pains and not dwell in them so much or overanalyze them, the minute that we start to do that is when we really start to step into our own heart center and becoming more aligned and balanced to help us with the ascension process. Because really we are meant to live with an open heart. And that to me is the sacred heart that is expanded, that is part of our own multidimensional being that we already are. And so activating that sacred heart portal and awakening it, in other words, is to really step more fully into that ascension process of the light energy that is entering this planet at this time. So some of the symptoms, that I've heard and I've experienced myself have been certain exhaustion, like extreme exhaustion. It feels like a bus or a truck or something has hit you and you just cannot keep your eyes open. You just feel like you just want to stay in bed. So what's happening with that is that you are, we're integrating a lot of energies. And so the human body can only take so much of the energy, and everything's so accelerated, so it feels exhausted and it feels it wants to just rest. And so that's one of the signs of an extremity of exhaustion. There's been other symptoms of headaches as well, like intense pressure in the head. So if you're one, for example, not so prone to headaches and migraines and all that, this can be a symptom as well from a physical perspective. In the beginning of this year, I could feel that in the middle center, the pineal and pituitary glands were throbbing. It's almost like there was some energy happening there. It was vibrating at a certain level. And to that center of the brain is a crystal type gland that is a transmitter. It's a two-way transmitter and receiver. So this is how it connects us to our higher realms of the higher, self, and with our guides and other divine beings. It's our seat of intuition and psychic abilities. So these are, some examples of what it is that you may be feeling. I'm sure there's some other symptoms and examples. Some other ones could be apathy, not feeling that you could or really care to move forward in anything. So it's just, all this energy that is changing in the cells, everything's coming up. We need time to integrate the energy. So just honor your body to what is coming up for you as well. And take the rest and the break that you need for it. So that would allow the upgrades to happen. Because that's really what we're doing as well. We're upgrading our bodies. We're upgrading all aspects of ourselves so that we can shine brighter with so much more light and love on this planet. And we are meant to live in this 5-dimensional consciousness, which is another way of saying that living in this power of love, living with this joy, which is an expression of love at a continuous level. And so the best way is, the minute, like I was explaining, when you just really start to pay attention to the things that you're hanging on to or being attached to. It could be, something emotional from the past that may have happened to you. Those are the things that we should really start to assess in us. And so just to allow, so this is all, part of the ascension. So we could start now with a brief exercise. And we'll just tune in. We will tune in now with the heart. And so just place your hand over your heart and just keep yourself focused and just calling in the guides and the sacred heart. And really bringing in a lot of this energy from your own higher self. Getting the assistance from the guides and the angels to help you be more heart-centered and feeling that energy within your own heart. Feeling the energy of this ascension of the light codes coming in and allowing that to also enter within your own heart. And just feeling that stillness and that calmness, that love that you already are. Hello, Patricia. Welcome. So just keep yourself in that state of energy. There is so much love that comes out of this, that is part of the Sacred Heart portal, that is a part of you and all of us. And that is part of the ascension process that we're all entering at this time. So while you're within your own heart center space, since we are within this full moon energy vortex, you can now ask what it is that you wish to release. Use that time to connect with your own heart, within the own sacredness of your own heart, feeling that light, that moment of releasing, that moment of stepping more into your own heart center, being balanced. So whatever it is that may have happened from the past, you no longer need that. You no longer need to hang on to it. This is the now moment. And in that now moment, that's when all the timelines come together, past and future, in this one place. So spend your time being now, being present with the energy. Spend the time cultivating your own love, your own self-love, and your own awareness. You have everything that you need inside of you. And the heart is a very powerful magnetic energy force that is capable of regeneration, resilience, and healing when it is in its full open way that is meant to be. And of course, the heart is intuitive, so the heart can also provide the guidance of the discernment of where it is that you're navigating in life, who you're with in your relationships. The heart knows the truth. The heart carries so much innate wisdom. And this is your own wisdom. We each carry our own unique wisdom. And it's not just our own personal experience, but it's also part of the connection with the Akashic records, which, also lie in some of the previous life experiences that you may have had as a human or somewhere else. So we are going through this process of this massive awakening at an accelerated level at this time in this planet. So now is the time to really focus on really connecting with your higher self, finding the way to really break free from those patterns and blocks, keeping you from fully stepping within your own heart. So trying methods like this, like the one that I just shared, and we have that power within our heart to be even greater and more potential in this life. Within that balance of the heart, there is a stillness and a calmness, an in-depth silence of love. Then nothing can really shake it. And of course, we're humans and we're still navigating between the shadow and the light. But it is the heart that brings that into balance of the two. We are growing and we are expanding. So drop a comment below. Let me know how you're all doing, how the energies have been for you, and I will be in touch with you. Direct message me if there's anything that you need from me. And I love spending time with you in these videos and sharing these love wisdom messages. So click like and share with others who can benefit from all these tools as well. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next love wisdom video. So much love to you. Take care.